For me, it's overthinking. I am a serial overthinker. And what's funny is for a long time, I esteemed myself as someone who thinks through problems and assesses well. And that was a strength for me for a long time. And then I looked at my output and compared it to the things that I feel like I should be doing. And they didn't line up. I spent way more time thinking through what could possibly happen and very little time dealing with reality of what actually was happening. Now, somewhere along the way, I picked up this habit. This wasn't something that I've always done since I was a kid. And I think in hindsight, I started overthinking to protect myself. Somewhere along the way, I got hurt. Somewhere along the way, I got disappointed. But there's a few things that I've learned about overthinking in my travels. Overthinking consists of prepping for all types of scenarios that might happen. And in theory, that's commendable. That just means I'm prepared, right? But what happens is when you overthink, it leaves you exhausted and you don't have the energy to execute. And because you're drumming up all these possible scenarios, I think it allows fear to creep in. You're like, man, that could happen. And you get a little scared. Like, wow, what if that does happen? How am I going to respond? What does that mean for my money? What does that mean for my livelihood, my safety? What does that mean for success? Will I be rejected? Will people still like me? Will I say the wrong thing? Now, when I feel myself overthink, that means I need to do something. What is it that I have before me that can actually be done? Because when you actually execute, you're able to only deal with the reality of your output and not what could possibly maybe potentially happen. Then from there, I can move on to the next thing. I can build upon the momentum of doing. And the momentum provides, it gives you confidence, it gives you direction. And for most of, the rest of this year, I felt very like directionless. Like, God, what do I do? Where do I go? What it's like, you're all in your head. So no, you don't know where to go. You got to move at some point.